Hey, what is going on, everybody? My name is Strix, and I am here with Damsel, which is a leader of Final Union, the alliance that did split off from PG, and they are now their own alliance with the Onos and 61 Cartel. So, if you want to say anything, Damsel, to welcome the viewers.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing?
All right, so today we're going to be doing that. So, before I do start this off, if you guys haven't already watched the other interviews, I'm going to be asking the same questions I did to everybody else. It's just going to be different answers, obviously, because it's a different standpoint in the Mega Tribe scene. So, we're going to start off here by asking, who is Final Union as an alliance and what do you stand for?
Final Union is an alliance of day one enemies on Ark that decided to come together and just form a pure PvP union. And the goal is to basically just create more PvP for our members who are becoming a little stagnant with how our community was, and to basically wage war against what we perceive as the greatest threat or the great threat to our, at least our tribe's position in the community.
Okay, so that's good to hear. So a lot of people I've talked to, Chaos, they did talk about how they say if they were meshed, they wouldn't mesh back, and UWS said if they were meshed, they wouldn't mesh back, or Chaos would mesh back while UWS wouldn't. What does Final Union take on that? So if someone DDoSes Final Union, are you going to DDoS back? Are you going to mesh back? Basically like a revenge sort of thing? How does Final Union play
No,
with
I
that?
mean, as of today, I guess at the time of the recording of this video, we had a troll fob on 1001, which was basically our primary objective to just troll it 24 hours a day. And there was essentially, after probably 30, 35 hours of the trolling, they went into the mesh, Endgame did, and tech wrecks the fob from beneath the map. As of now, there's been no retaliation on terms of doing scumbag shit. But what it has done is basically confirmed to our members in Final Union that we're fighting scummy people, and so they get motivated and they go out and did a lot of damage to other servers that the numbers weren't there to defend it. So a
Okay.
lot of damage is being done to Endgame based upon this type of mesh. But as of now, we haven't meshed anybody. Also, to clear another thing up, there's a lot of fake news going around. Uh, Ban Bao, he isn't Ono. And so everyone keeps, I saw it in the news Discord today. They keep saying that Ono's meshing. That guy has nothing to do with Ono. So yeah, that's just a little clarification for the art community.
Okay. So my next question we have here is, who do you think right now is the biggest alliance besides PG and 99? Obviously they're disbanding almost, so they're not going to be the strongest anymore. But who out of the new alliances do you think is the strongest right now?
Well, I disagree with you on that concept that 99 and PG are disbanding.
Okay.
Uh, there has been a restructuring in terms of the power, but 99, although they'll never have the numbers that they used to have, and I'm sure Hoblink would agree with that. PG probably will gain members in the future, but they'll never be what they were at the peak of their power under Juan's leadership, Juan and Soviet's leadership. But they are just as strong as they were 3 weeks ago. Uh,
Interesting.
seeing 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 what PG's been doing. As everyone knows, I was a leader in PG. Seeing what they're doing, there's no indication that PG's losing strength at all. Uh,
Okay.
th- so I would disagree with your
Interesting.
assessment that they're disbanding. Both of those two alliances are disbanding. Uh, in terms of the newer alliances that have been coming out, I would say, I would say Final Union is the strongest based on the
Okay.
quality of the players, and then I
And the
would put
leadership.
Chaos. Yeah, and the leadership. I would put Chaos right there with them. I've known
Okay.
Blue for a long time. Blue's a good guy. Th there's a lot of misconceptions that occur, but
All right.
chaos is strong there.
Okay, so my next question we have here is, do you think Ark will revive itself through all these new alliances on the PvP spectrum? And how long do you think the game will last with all these new alliances coming through and popping up?
I think that we are going to see a revival. I think what we have is a large part of the community player base has quit, or that old saying that you never really quit Arc, you just take long breaks.
Yeah.
Uh, with with the dev wipes that happened, uh, now there's the lingering issue of the constant duping that has basically been occurring, and everyone knows it's occurring, and workarounds are always happening, and people are getting past what the developers are patching. But I think that with the disbanding, or not really the disbanding, but the breaking of the 1v1 PvP, you're either 99 or you're PG, will eventually lure people back in and also give new players a chance to realize, hey, maybe I can survive longer than a weekend on times two with my friends in the new base and actually play the game and get to that level of these other
Yeah,
tribes. So hopefully I want it to keep going. I mean I love this game.
of
Uh,
course.
we'll see. Well, it's going to take some communication from the developers to get the player base fired up again to play.
I agree with that. So, my next question we have here is, why do you think most of the tribes that were in PG and 99 slowly left to form new alliances?
Well, I think it started with basically I would argue that PG was winning the war against 99. We
I could see
had
that.
PG had adjusted to the meta accordingly and had learned to win against bases that were previously thought unrateable. And when that happened, I think it shook a lot of confidence in the leadership and strength of the 99 Alliance. And you started to see certain tribes kind of question their leadership and whether or not this is the best move for their tribe. Now, the big thing that probably happened was that when the dev apocalypse occurred and all these tribes got dev wiped, there became a gap in power, so to say, with the additional tribes that were in these alliances, to where, if whoever was the top dog was telling you to do something and all of a sudden they lost 5 servers, why are you really listening to that top dog, right?
I
You
get
have
that.
all the power.
Yep.
So I think you had a situation where tribes were either didn't want to take orders or didn't think they should take orders from stronger tribes, and then you also had a situation where tribes wanted to go out and try to do their own thing now that they had the resources to do it.
Okay. Yeah, I get that. So, who do you think right now is your biggest threat as an alliance? Who do you think could do the most damage to you right now?
To do the most damage to us, that would be panicking. They know all they if the neutrality were to break, and I'm doing everything in my power to maintain that. Onos were day one PG
Yep.
and are friends with everyone in PG. Uh, they know all our servers, they know all our gamer tags, they know our strategies of how we PvP. They would probably be in the position to do the most damage.
Okay. And who do you think right now, or how do I put it? Who are your current enemies in the Mega Tribe scene?
Our only enemy is Endgame. We
Okay.
are neutral with everyone else. We have some personal beef with Endgame that has led to the union of 61 Cartel and Onos, and that's why we have decided to go our separate ways to settle that score.
Okay. And what do you think you guys can do to combat that threat and make sure they don't overtake you as an alliance?
We're wiping bases every day. So
Okay.
we're sending the boys out to troll, boys and girls out to troll, and it's 24-hour trolling, constant.
Right now, somebody's trying to mesh our base. That's interesting. All right, but our next story
Yep.
here. Why did you guys end up splitting for Panning?
That was actually a decision on protecting our friends. Uh, when the whole reason this war started was the server 1001 kept fobbing on our main server 1000. And I'm sure everyone has seen the video of the server 1000 tour. And they would come and they would mech 5, 6 tribe logs of spam and then leave. And then they would drop a troll fob, and then they would drop a fob, and then they would flood and mech more spam. So finally, we went over there and we rolled in deep to go do some damage. If you get hit, hit back. And basically, they said, well, we're endgame now. You can't do anything about it. And it created this kind of bad taste in everyone's mouth. Like, why should we stop? Because, you want us to stop to pursue a different goal. And that was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak. And the reason we left PG was because a lot of servers are shared with PG and in-game tribes, as well as with
Yeah.
PG tribes are friendly with some in-game tribes, and we didn't want to get people dragged into the middle of that. And we basically told PG, you'll never see one of our guys near your base. We love you guys. We'll always love you guys. But if someone fobs on us, we're gonna fob back.
Yep. So my next question here is, why are you now neutral with 99? Weren't you guys, I guess, mortal enemies per se?
Uh, I mean, we've always been enemies. Really, it became a decision that to better facilitate our goal to fight endgame, that we needed to be neutral with everyone and stop picking fights. So we basically said, yo, if we leave you alone, you leave us alone, and we can go about our day. And that was the conversation with 99 leadership, and a Discord was created to communicate whether or not certain individuals were messing up. Because whenever you have these types of situations, you get you get the guys that don't check announcements or attend
Yeah.
alliance meetings, and they go troll a 99 server, or 99 server comes and trolls an ono server. It's just a way to slowly get the guys used to focusing on the actual enemy that we're at war
Okay. And why are you now allied with 61 Cartel? And why did you choose them?
with. We chose them out of respect. Uh, it was basically mutual respect. The only tribe in Ark that has ever done damage to Ono or gone toe to toe with Ono was 61 Cartel. Uh,
Okay.
Glow Gang couldn't do anything. Wu Tang couldn't do anything. It was basically a mutual respect for the PvP. So, and they always came at us legit. So we said, hey, we're about to start this. Do you want to go have some more PvP? And they agreed. And so we made a day. We turned day one enemies into friends and allies that have been working well together and doing work. No L
Interesting.
bean kits. There's no toxicity in the chat. It's actually been a lot of fun playing with these guys.
That's good to hear. So right now, who do you believe the best alliance leader is
The best alliance leader.
out of all the alliances currently in the game? Who do you believe is the most qualified and the best to do the raids other than you?
Oh, other than me, I think the best alliance leader would have to be knowledge.
Okay.
He's the kind of the guy that has orchestrated everything, at least from our point of view, orchestrated everything and got it moving and got us organized and has us working towards one common goal. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, Fusion's really good over at PG. He communicates well with those guys, and I don't have a lot of experience with the 99 leadership, but I'm assuming Hoblink's not a bad leader if he kept 99 together for that
Yeah,
long.
definitely.
And then there's Blue. Blue's been everyone knows Blue. He's day one friends with Ono, so
Of course.
we all know each other.
So who do you think would be the best if you had to choose one?
If I had to choose one, I would say it's knowledge.
Okay. That's cool. Alright, so what do you think about the current exploits in the game, and do you believe mechs and cluster grenades should be removed until duping is completely fixed?
Yes, they should be taken out of the game. Uh,
Okay.
but what you're seeing now is people have run out. I mean, there's still duping going on,
Yeah.
but people are running out of their gear and they're having to actually grind with the typical war dinos.
Yeah.
And when you show up to fight, it's okay if you have mechs, but if you can't use the mechs properly, you're not going to be able to effectively PvP. So we've basically excluded mechs from our raids, except for like two or three at a time, to
Yeah.
get our guys used to going back to the current meta, and it's worked great.
Interesting.
Cluster grenades, that is such a cheese dick thing going on in this game that I think it's absolutely disgusting that people would even do it. You
I
won't
agree
catch
with
me
that.
with cluster grenades going to a person's base. And if anybody is taking cluster grenades and sitting outside and spamming them, they are just absolute scumbag. That's that. I would say cluster grenading is worse than mech rushing.
I can agree with
But
that
that's
because
just my
I
opinion.
I was talking to UWS about it, and they were talking about how cluster grenades apparently take 24 shots out of a heavy each time you throw one, and that could really soak a base very very quickly if you know how to use them correctly and if you
Yeah,
have enough of them.
yeah, and I've seen the screenshots of people transferring over with a slot cap of clusters onto a bed just to throw them at somebody's base. Like, where's the fun in that? There's no fun.
Yeah,
There's no fun to do that to somebody.
I
So,
agree
like,
with that.
why not let's get back to the racers. I mean, that was the great thing that 99 discovered, and everyone was behind and had to adjust, was the racer meta and having a racer line with a Udy and cakes and doing what doing what you had to do. But let's get back to the core of the game and not use these cheap ass exploits.
Yeah, I agree with that. So, what do you think currently is the biggest meta that's overused? Do you think it's mechs, cluster grenades, or what?
Well, I wouldn't call them metas. I would call them exploits. Uh,
Okay.
the 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 mech and the dupe mechs and the dupe cluster grenades are definitely exploits in my book. Uh, what I would like to see would be more focused on the PC PvP play style with more fast-paced combat. Seeing people with rather than immediately dropping a monster fob, uh, switching over to like Theries and Quetzals and stuff like that. But the biggest suck in this game right now is the cave PvP. Everyone's so scared of Titans and they don't know how to build their towers correctly to
Yep.
defend against Titans and concentrate the DPS. So they choose to live in a cave. And that's good and bad. It's good for the meshers because they get a little juicy hard on when they see people living in a cave without proper mesh defense. And then it's bad for the people that actually want to play the game because you're all funneled into this one thing and people just giga mesh bite the whole time.
Yeah.
So it's yeah, and it's made it to where a lot of people just want to stay in their base and raise dinos. This is a PvP servers. Let's PvP.
Yeah, I agree with that. So, is there anything you want to say now that you have the platform right now to say it? Do you want to say anything to enemy alliances or your people in general that may not have the full communication?
What I want to say is to Ono and 61 Cartel, you guys are doing work. Every day I'm getting news from y'all of wiping another base or dropping another tower, and everything's been legit. Uh, to the people that continue to try to say that we're meshing, we're not meshing. I know you want to think that and use that as propaganda, but the people that are meshing you are not in Ono. Uh, and then, yeah, let's have clean PvP and let's not DOS. Plus, I mean, DOSing is so stupid now because everybody has a DOS lifter. So you can just reroute the DOS and send it to a dead server. So just have fun, PvP, and stop using the shitty ass exploits.
Alrighty, that is Damsel for you. That is the leader of Final Union, one of the bigger new alliances that have come into Arc. And I want to thank him for coming on. And thank you guys so much for watching. Tomorrow, we should have Endgame's interview. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. If you haven't already, make sure you guys check out the prior interviews I did. Kitua, UWS, and Chaos should all be up by now. So make sure you guys go check that out. Thank you guys so much for watching. And thanks, Damsel, for coming through. Anything you would like to add, Damsel?
Nah, thank you, Strix. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Alrighty, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, share. You guys already know what to do. My name is Strix, and